Welcome to PC Woods Kids Tech Talk. Today I wanted to do a showdown Crossfire for ATI Radeon's the 4870s versus the 4890s. How am I doing that? Well, I've got an X2 4870 here, dual GPU in Crossfire with a single 4870 GPU in a system that I'm going to call the Sniper. Okay, so this is the Sniper case, and I've got those two cards installed here in Crossfire. As you can see, I've got one bridge connector going across, and there's the X2 at the top, the 2 GPU, and the 1 GPU at the bottom, for a total of 3 GPUs in Crossfire. And this is the system configuration for this Sniper, and I reviewed these components in my other video reviews, so you can take a look at those if you're interested, and all the specs about them. Okay, the second system has 2 HD 4890s in Crossfire, so this is the latest video card that I reviewed, and it's in the Scout system. Okay, now here it is again, installed on the 2 individual PCI Express slots, 16X 2.0 with the Crossfire bridge connector going across there, and you only need one, and it doesn't matter how you install it. I'll show you in a second. And that's dual GPU right there. So 2 GPUs against 3 GPUs. So let's see who does better here. Here's the system specs for this second system, as you can see, and I'll be reviewing some of these components in my next video reviews for you. Okay, so don't worry about it. So as for the Crossfire installation and setup, well, with these cards I got already the bridge connector, so I just went ahead and installed the cards in their appropriate slots and then plugged in the bridge connector. It doesn't matter which order you plug it in, or if it's forwards or backwards. I tried everything, it works the same, made no difference, just so you know. Okay, the power supply that I'm using is 1000 watt. I definitely recommend for these brand new cards that you have at least a 700 watt with a lot of amps on the 12 volt rails, so at least 30 amps, maybe more if you can, on each 12 volt rail, and in the Windows Vista or Windows 7, when you have the drivers installed, you go in and check off the enable Crossfire box in the Catalyst drivers, and I've done that already here, as you can see, on both systems. So I'm just showing you how I've overclocked, for example, the 4870s, the triple GPU. And here it says in GPU Z, you can see it says 3 GPUs. You can see all 3 listed in there. And the single GPU, the Sapphire Toxic that I've got, is overclocked slightly faster. So they don't all have to be overclocked at the same speed, just so you know. It works fine. With the 4890s, they are overclocked the same, of course, because they're identical cards. So let's take a look at some benchmarks. You can see here that in 3D Mark Vantage, the GPU score is actually higher with the dual 4890s. So in this round, it looks like the 4890s won. In 3D Mark 06, at the default settings, when I ran that, again, the 4890s won. And you can see here the details of the tests if you're curious on the shade model scores 2 and 3.0. You can see all the shader model scores right there, and that's what I look at usually when I compare between cards. But those are the overall 3D Mark scores in case you're curious. And again, it looks like the 4890s on that system beat it. Some game scores here, all at the same level basically. Look at the 48.7 triple, I get 50 max 20, and on the 4890 I get 48 max 32 average. So I got a better average score with the 4890s than the triple. So smoother playback on the dual 4890s. Here's the score for Hawks, and as you can see, the 48 triple gives a very fast max and min, but the 4890 again beat it. Look at the max and min for that one. So looks like the 4890 is definitely winning ahead here on most of the scores so far. Let's take a look at another game here, BioShock. On BioShock, it looks like the 4870s were a little bit ahead with 444 max, 175 frames per second average, compared to the 4890s was a little bit below that. So on BioShock, the triple GPU beat that one. Okay, and temperature wise, well, obviously the triple GPUs there's a higher temperature there. Okay, for sure you're going to get more temperature on that X2 especially compared to the single GPUs from the 4890s. They're much lower. Of course you can increase the RPM of your fans to try to lower that, but overall the 4890s are definitely the winners here, as you can see from every single score that I've gone through. So there's the setup of these two little babies, and they did a very good job, like I said. And overall, if you're gonna do Crossfire, this is something that I recommend compared to the triple. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.